Hey, Renee Joe here, and this is 1000 Reviews, a series where I plan on reviewing every single album from the 1001 Albums Listened to Before You Die book. And today we are looking at Echo and the Bunnymen's 1984 record, Ocean Rain. Ocean Rain was released underneath the Korova label, produced by All Concerned with art direction from Martin Atkins, nationality UK, and a running time of 36 minutes and 53 seconds. Now, I have never personally really listened to Echo and the Bunnymen's music before, other than what I've heard somewhat on the radio in passing, so this is a pretty much unfiltered reaction that I'll be having here, and, I don't really know what to expect from this band, as I'm not quite familiar with their sound or style or genre well enough to have much to say about it going into it. So, again, this is the most unfiltered reaction I could give. So kicking things off with this album, we have the opening track, Silver, which has 1.4 million streams at the time of recording this, which is quite a bit. So let's just jump right into it. Right off the bat, I love the lyrical content here. It is very metaphorical and very intricate, and it just all seems like it rolls off the tongue quite smoothly as well. It's very poetic right off the bat, and I like the dreamy sort of guitar work in the background there, which sounds very I guess psychedelic almost and dreamlike. Continuing. Sky is blue, my hands on very Scott Walker-esque Baroque pop, I think, is kind of the genre I'm getting here. Ooh, that backup vocals here are really nice too. I've got a lot to say if you about this one right off the bat. Great vocal delivery. Very nice production. Okay. Silver kicks things off quite well, I would say. One thing I can note right away is it feels very much inspired or influenced by Scott Walker's solo work, which is a great thing because I'm a big fan, and it's very Baroque pop-ish. The vocals too feel very similar to the delivery style and the vocal range of Scott Walker. Great song overall, and the production as well is very lush and full and just expansive overall. So I give that one an 8 out of 10. Great opener. Next, we go on to the second track, Nocturnal Me. Also, the guitar work on this thing is very nice as well, like this acoustic backing. I'm enjoying quite a bit. Very eerie vibe with this song. Slightly disturbed in its sound. I really like the layered vocals here. I know I said it in the first song, but boy, these lyrics are just very poetic and quite gorgeous. I love that whole verse right here, this one right here. It is just very raw and unfiltered, but done so in a very poetic fashion. Not much more to say about that, but props to the songwriting so far of Echo and the Bunnymen. Great orchestral arrangements on this song. Before jumping into this record, I did not expect such a dark and eerie tone to take up their sound. For some reason, I thought it was going to be more upbeat, more optimistic, but that was not at all what I expected. Nocturnal Me is dark and eerie and mysterious and brooding. It is overall a very just disturbing sounding track, both lyrically and sonically. The themes here too of what seems like almost like a satanic type sort of tone, or being consumed by, I don't know, maybe the devil or something, is quite just not what I expected, to be honest. But I loved everything about that. The orchestral side of things on this album, or just song as well, is also magnifical. It is fantastic. I really enjoyed that song. And this is just a first listen. I can only imagine continual listens of this album will grow. So that one I'll give a 9. Liked it a lot. Next is Crystal Days. We'll continue this gorgeous production. That was a very wild passage there of just instrumentation. Feels dizzying, tornado-esque. But this song's a bit lighter in delivery and tone than the previous one, which isn't as interesting to me personally, but I still think the lyrical content here is continuing to deliver on what I've come to expect from them. Still Scott Walker inspired, it sounds like. Did not dig that one as much as the previous 2 tracks, but, you know, lyrically, like I said, continuing things there. I'm going to give that one a 7, but still not bad. Next we got The Yo-Yo Man. 3 minutes, jump in, let's go. That's nice. I like this one. What is going on? That was very jarring and incredibly unexpected. I was about to say that the song was, not as dynamic as some of the others here, but that changes things quite a bit. That whole middle section where it goes extremely dark, disturbed, and I guess cutthroat in style, and then shifting to this more dreamlike and gentle sort of notes was just amazing. That whole thing was just beautiful. Wow. Executed flawlessly. What an ending. What a finish. Production, immaculate. Great song. Loved it. Disturbed. What am I trying to say? This album has a post-punk sort of style and tone to it, which I'm digging quite a bit. It is just very intricately woven together, and I'm going to give that one an 8. Fifth song, Thorn of Crowns. Let's hear it. Gnarly, dude. So it makes me think of like the beach. A lot of things being thrown at me here. Different styles and sounds. I love this song so far. It's bizarre. This is the weirdest song so far. You think you're a vegetable, never come out of the fridge. Cucumber, cabbage, cauliflower. You once was an Inca, now you're a Cherokee. This is like the nonsensical sort of lyrical aspects of Talking Heads. And even the delivery kind of feels Talking Heads-esque. Throw all the poetic verse out the window, because this is not poetic. This is just balls to the wall, I guess silliness. I'm here for it. I'm loving it. I'm loving the grunting style here. I'm loving the shouts, the yelps. This is an interesting one for sure. I like the sound enveloping there. Really just takes over. This is like David Byrne from Talking Heads just yelping. I like this song a lot. The only complaint is that it is a long track for what it's doing. Don't know how much I can handle that. That's really nice. That's a good riff. Wow. Odd. Bizarre. Just strange synonyms. I'd give that one a 8. Its biggest weakness is that it drags a bit, but I think its overall shifting in sort of tone and being absolutely off the wall is what this track thrives on. Next, we have the biggest hit from Echo and the Bunnymen in general, their biggest song ever, I believe, with 113 million streams at the time of recording this. That is quite impressive. Let's jump into The Killing Moon. Very lush production on this one. We're back to the very poetic nature of the lyrics. After the Thorn of Crowns sort of wackiness, we're back to what we can come to expect from them, which is sweet, sweet poetry in their lyrics. Ooh. I like that part. That plucking is so immaculate, and the mix of it is just gorgeous. Great production on the song. Can't stress that enough. Fate up against your will. Great line, in my opinion. And reading here, apparently in the liner notes, the singer woke up with this phrase in his head one day. Ian McCulloch, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, woke up with this phrase in his head and used it as a lyric. Imagine waking up and just having lyrics like this instantly come to mind. Jealous, as somebody who would love to write music. This is quite the line to just have pop in your head. Great structure for the chorus. There's a lot layered into the mix here. It's very impressive. Great vocalist. Wow. Let's talk album sequencing. This song, I think, personally, would work even better as a closer, as it has a lot of power behind it, and it has a lot of just overall luscious production to it that is very enveloping, and it feels like a closing track, because usually a lot of albums save one of their best tracks to the end, and so far this might be the best track here. It is just honestly such a powerhouse of a track. I feel like I'm gonna give it a 9. I see why it's the most popular here. It is a great song. But I do think this would work as a closer, as leaving that as the last song would be such an impact. You know, I close out the album and be like, oh man, I'm gonna think about that for a while. But since I have 3 songs following this, you know, it doesn't leave that punch, I would say. 7 C's, let's get into it. One thing I haven't mentioned enough is the strings. The strings arrangement underneath the guitar work and the vocals here is subtle, but adds a lot of depth to it. I really enjoy the strings, and I think this whole album so far has been, flexing hard when it comes to string arrangements. Honestly, this album manages to do everything quite well. Okay. Didn't dig that one as much though overall. Not terrible or anything. It's just I feel like I've heard better so far on the album. And that one felt like a bit of a lull in the mix. Could have dropped it. It's only 3 minutes long. Could have dropped it, personally, in my opinion. But I don't know. Still pretty good. I give that one a 7. Next is My Kingdom. Not sure if that is a reference to William Shakespeare's My Kingdom for a Horse, but let's just jump into it. Nice opening. I like this. This is like a happy, upbeat, carefree sort of tone. His lyrics are quite cryptic, you know, but again, I like it. I like the poetic nature of them. If my heart is a war, its soldiers are bleeding. If my heart is a war, its soldiers are dead. Assuming this means that this person that they're speaking to has essentially torn the narrator apart emotionally. Again, it is a difficult, cryptic sort of set of lyrics. Very psychedelic guitar work on that. Love it. It's fantastic. I'm going back to Thorn of Crows territory there. Whoever's on guitar here is just shredding this song. Will Sargent on guitar here. Stealing the show. I dug that one. Gonna go ahead and give that one an 8. This album has been very strong so far, very consistent in its tone, and just overall, no song here that I feel is, weak per se. It's very consistent so far, which is a huge plus. Next we have Ocean Rain, the final track. Let's see if it will pull things through and really hammer home this sort of consistent sort of album so far. Let's see if it will bring home the goods with Ocean Rain. Will it be better than The Killing Moon in terms of as a closing track? Guess we'll find out. This is a very gentle opener. I like the vocals. Wow, it's already been a minute. Good pacing. I'm gonna avoid looking at the lyrics for this one. Just listen to it. I'm just gonna take it in this time. The production's getting a bit more ambitious. The instrumentation's picking up. Very warm strings. It just belts it out there. Wow. That was a great closer. Very beautiful. Maybe the most gentle in the entire track list here. A great way to close out the album. Is it better than The Killing Moon, in my opinion, for a closer? Kind of back and forth on that, but I still thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and give that one a 9 out of 10 because the vocals here are just clean and very melancholic in tone, and his delivery here is just overall maybe the most passionate on the entire album. I love it. I love everything about that song's vocal delivery, and sonically, instrumentally, it is very warm and luscious. It is very gentle. It parallels him quite well. So I'll give that one a 9. Great way to close out the album. So that does it for the listening portion of this album. And what can I say other than this was a very enjoyable and overall surprising listen, as I expected this to be entirely different. I thought, to be honest, going into this thing, that it was going to be much, I guess, poppier in tone, and I thought I was going to not like it. I thought the 80s production too was going to be the thing that killed it for me, as a lot of 80s albums have quite dated production, but this album defied those expectations and blew me away. It is definitely a gem. It is underappreciated, I would say. I feel like it is overall a very strong and consistent record. Not familiar with Echo and the Bunnymen, but I am looking forward to hearing more of their music, as this is definitely quite the treat. Production's great. The tone of some of the songs, such as Nocturnal Me and the Yo-Yo Man and the Killing Moon, are all kind of brooding almost, and the dark tones of them is very welcoming. I liked it quite a bit, and I think, the Killing Moon, Ocean Rain, My Kingdom, Nocturnal Me, Silver, man, I can just go on and on. Thorn of Crowns, as wacky as that was, these are all great songs. And honestly, the weakest one here, 7 Seas and Crystal Days, those two, as weak as they are to me, are still quite impressive, I think, to most musicians' standards. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this album is getting a soft rating of 8.1 out of 10. That is the rating it received based off of the individual ratings I gave the tracks. And the hard rating of this album, I will say, is an 8 out of 10. It is a great listen through and through. And overall, 37 minutes long, at least on Spotify. It says 36 in the book. Pretty much a half hour. I don't see anyone listening to this for a half hour and feeling overall like they wasted their time. I feel like there's something here worth appreciating. So I'm going to give this an E for essential as well. It is definitely worth the listen, I think, because there's a lot of influences you can hear, such as Scott Walker and Talking Heads in the mix. But at the same time, they have their own unique style and spin on it. And the lyrical content here is very poetic from the writers. And just the vocal delivery, again, very Scott Walker-esque and very welcoming. I liked it a lot. So, I don't know. I don't have much more to say other than that. I enjoyed this. So, give it a listen. It is essential. 8 out of 10 hard rating, soft rating of 8.1. Anyways, that pretty much does it for the review. Let's go ahead and see what the next album we're listening to is in the 1001 Albums to Listen to Before You Die book. Random number generator 1 to 1001. Generate 950, which is the album. 950 being Green Day's American Idiot. A classic to some. So that'll be interesting to jump into, as I've never heard the whole thing. Obviously, I know the title track. Who doesn't? So yeah, Green Day, American Idiot. That'll be the next review I'm going to do. And that pretty much does it for this video overall. If you like the video, please hit like and subscribe if you want to follow along and listen to every single album from the 1001 Albums to Listen to Before You Die. And as always, my name is Randy Joe, and I am signing off.